And first is called Sanchit Karma. All the karmas we gather from our past life till now. So Rudrakshas are the seed from certain trees that come from India and Nepal, and certain holy men you see they wear big necklaces made of those beads. So I'm sure if you see certain YouTube videos where people close their eyes, they are chanting certain energy sounds which are there to heal them. And certain sounds or mantras are also associated with different planets or deities. So as astrologers, how do I know karmas of a person when I'm reading their horoscope? Namaste all. In today's video, I like to talk about astrological remedies. Many times people consult astrologers and show their horoscope and ask the remedies to mitigate the ill effect of the planets. So in this short video, I like to discuss more in detail why sometimes these remedies work, why sometimes these remedies don't work, what is the best way and what are the best remedies in my personal opinion. And before I discuss all these things, I would like to talk about very important aspect, that is karmas. In one of my first videos on my channel where I talk about difference between fate and destiny, I explained the importance of karmas because Hindu Vedic astrology believes in the concept of reincarnation and our karmas which we bring to life. So it will be futile on my part, just going straight into the remedies prior to discussing different kind of karmas as per our different text and what are forgivable sins, non-forgivable sins, how as astrologer when we see a horoscope, we see certain doshas and based on that we prescribe remedies to our clients. So first thing is, it's a very interesting quote by Swami Paramahansa Yoga. So he wrote a very beautiful book, it's called Autobiography of Yogi. He says a child is born on the day and the hour when the celestial rays are in mathematical harmony with individual karmas. Basically, all it means is we are all the souls who came to planet Earth to pay back for our karmas, our good deeds and bad deeds. So astrology is based on theory of reincarnation and law of karma. So what you sow, so shall you reap. And karma is the natural result of our good and bad deeds. And sometimes people, when they take consultation with me, they ask, how come they see sometimes evil in the world and those people are not punished? So there's a concept in astrology, it's like a time lag. We call it a time lag effect. Like if you sow a seed, some mysterious, invisible process takes over that seed and suddenly after couple of months or weeks, you see a small tiny plant popping out from the earth and later it bear the fruit and we can harvest the plant. Similarly, in our life, there are different kind of karmas as I discuss in the videos, down the line. So you will understand this concept in a better way. So our subject of astrology is nothing but a description, understanding of our karmic and destiny. So the major thing which we see, before we prescribe any remedies is planetary configuration. So what are these planet or these heavenly bodies? So as per astrological text written 5,000 years ago called Brihad Prashara Hora Shastra and in certain Vedas, it says the planets are considered subordinates of Supreme Being. And these entities are tasked to deal with our past karmas. So basically, if you see a horoscope of certain person, if they have bad alignment of these planets or configurations or yogas, that person suffers in different parts of his life, depending on his dasha and antardasha, whereby some people are born with a silver spoon and most of their life goes very smoothly. So these planets, as I mentioned, they're placed in a horoscope in such a way that we feel their influence during their dashas, antardashas, and one has to bear the consequences of their purva punya or past life actions. So let's talk about different kind of karmas first. So there's 4 major kind of karmas, and first is called sanchit karma. All the karmas we gather from our past life till now. So sanchit karma is a sum of past karmas, good or bad deeds up to this point from our past lifetime, and their effect will be felt in this life. So that is first kind of karma, sanchit karma. Second is called prarabdha karma. So portion of sanchit karma that are ready to be experienced right now in this life. So if we take first sanchit karma and prarabdha karma, that is called fate. And I have talked about fate and destiny in my previous video as well. So these 2 karmas are predestined. Third kind of karma is called kriyaman karma. Karmas formed by our current actions, and their fruits will be felt now or sometime in the future. So this is also very, very critical. And example is, let's say you are parking in a car, you start shouting at somebody, he yelled at you back, or if you punch somebody, he punched you back. So these kind of karmas are called kriyaman karmas, where you get immediate result right away of your actions. And the fourth kind of karma is called agami karmas. Your current decisions or actions, including your intentions or contemplations, these are called agami karmas. So if you are thinking, sitting right now ill will against your fellow human being, you are planning a conspiracy theory, all the evil you are planning for future comes under agami karmas. So if you tie up kriyaman karma and agami karmas, they depend on your free will. Meaning, if you change your actions, you can suddenly get different results in your life. And when you put all these karmas together, there's 2 important things we have to understand: why certain remedies don't work for some people, and why some remedies work like charm for some people. So this first karma, very, very critical, is called dridha karma. The dridha karma are kind of unforgivable sins, are a deed of the past lives which are hindering our success in this. So no escape from punishment. So these dridha karma, what we call unforgivable sins, you can't escape from them irrespective of all the astrological remedies you do in this life. The common kind of examples I can give for dridha karma is somebody born blind, somebody born in absolute poverty, somebody born with chronic diseases, sickness, some kid is born without protection of their parents or absence of their parents in their life, cruel family, etc. So all these karmas in the text are described that there is no remedy for these, and sometimes we inherit certain karmas from our ancestor as part of our DNA. As science has proved that there are certain diseases which come and we are more susceptible in our current life. That's why when you go to doctors, they ask you, do you have blood pressure, sugar or cancer, in your parents or, grandparents. So these things also can be passed. And the only way we can cut these karmas is by asking forgiveness from the higher power or the God. Second karma which impact our life is called adhrita karma. So adhrita karma are what we call forgivable sins. They are unfixed and avoidable with certain remedies. And these adhrita karmas can be pleasant or unpleasant. And these people, they get the maximum benefit of all the astrological remedies. Whether they're doing charity, whether they're doing mantra chanting, meditation, putting gemstones, or cultivating good habits or attitudes. So we can certainly escape punishment if we have adhrita karma. And then lastly, there's mix of these 2 karmas, a mix of dridra and adridar karmas. So 7 to 80% people in the world, they fall into this category. And depending on the effect and the right conditions, their consequences can be, modified, and their karmas can be improved if we seek forgiveness or change our actions in our current life. Let's talk about the common astrological remedies. So common divine astrological remedies, we see in the market is, first is gemstones. So gemstones are used to balance our chakras, activate energy of certain planets, or strengthen the planets. In one of my videos on my channel, I described in detail what different gemstones are. So you can watch that video. Second remedy is donations or charity. We do that to weaken the energy of malefic planets during their dasha, antardasha, or if somebody has a malefic effect in their birth chart. Third is called mantras or yoga or meditations. So mantras are the used to purify planetary energies or energies based on sound. So I'm sure if you see certain YouTube videos where people close their eyes, they are chanting certain energy sounds which are there to heal them. And certain sounds or mantras are also associated with different planets or deities. Fourth remedy is what we call yantras or rudrakshas. So rudrakshas are the seed from certain trees that come from India and Nepal, and certain holy men, you see, they wear big necklaces made of those beads. So they come in different configuration, ikmukhi, domukhi, panchmukhi, dasmukhi. So these are different stones. They are based on seeds and chambers in there, and they can be very, very expensive. I will create a video down the line to discuss more detail about Rudraksha. And then we have yantras. So sometime in India, there are some businesses or houses where different geometrical, mathematical symbols or graphs or shapes are put in certain directions to attract certain vibrations for their benefit. And then lastly, it's called Tantra. That's another remedy. This system used to execute certain set of rituals in particular order to get desired outcome, tantras. But mostly all I want to tell you guys is any remedy you do, it's by no means over the counter pill to cure for your bad karmas. So best remedy is always to have a positive attitude and always make sure you do most of these remedies yourself. So as astrologers, how do I know karmas of a person when I'm reading their horoscope? So there's different houses in Vedic chart or your personal birth chart. For example, certain houses, house 5th is associated with Purva Punya, your past life karmas. So if we see certain malefic planets aspecting that house, sitting there, or 9th house, which is the house of luck, or sometimes, your lagna, which is basically, main, how your outlook towards your life and different afflictions. In astrology, there's different kind of afflictions or, we call it sometime by different names. For example, Kal Sarpa Yoga. So Kal Sarpa Yoga, I'll discuss in a video where moon nodes Rahu and Ketu basically eclipse all the other planets. So on one side is all the planets and then those people are very highs and lows. So sometimes we see this kind of yoga. We then see, Pitra dosha, and there's like multitude of that. Maybe I have to make a video to explain more. So all in all, guys, these karmas are transferred sometimes even from countries to the natives as well. So I was watching an interesting documentary somewhere. So they said there was a big genocide committed to natives of certain country when intruders came. And there are certain crops which were very, holy to them. For example, tobacco and corn was holy to those native people. But when these people came, start killing those natives, there was a curse. Then whoever consume tobacco or different form of corn will be afflicted or, will get killed. So if you see, lot of these glucose, fructose we use in today's food, it also came from corn. So it has impact on our health as well. Again, that is something talked about in a documentary. It's your choice. You can agree to it or not. But at the same time, as astrologer, our job is to provide the insight and useful information about your past karmas. Especially we can help you understand those, so you can take current actions which can influence or better your future life. So always, if you're struggling in any aspect of your life, health, marriage, career, anything, you know what I mean, it's always a good idea, talk to a professional astrologer, show your birth chart. We have different techniques to see what is the root cause of the problem. Similarly, you go to a doctor, he diagnose your pulse, he take your x-rays, and then he prescribe you the medicines. So that is the best way to live your life. Know your past karmas and try to improve our actions in this life. And as I discussed in this video, these remedies won't work for some people because of their bad karmas. So if you killed somebody in your past life, you have to pay back in this. But then again, there are some unforgivable sins where if you ask for forgiveness to the higher power or change your action or course correct, you will get desired results as per astrological remedies. So thanks for watching. Talk to you soon. Namaste.